Good afternoon, everyone. Mario Quintero here with the One Stop Shop for today's Thursday Happy Hour Live. And I've got some statistical data that I want to share with you today as to what's going on in the realtor and mortgage space so that you can have a better understanding of where we are today and where we're heading forward. Some of the things I'd like to start out with are that basically people are still buying and selling homes, not at the same rate that we were prior to this situation occurring, but people are still buying and selling. We're still negotiating contracts, we're still closing loans, we're still submitting new loans, we're navigating through the challenges that some of these loans have, but things are still happening. People are still buying and selling, so keep that in the back of your mind. It could be some navigation that has to occur depending on the type of buyer or seller you are, and at the same time, it may take a little longer than normal to get to the finish line, but we're still doing that. For us, it's a little more navigation that we have to do. Our processors have to go through different systems and different guidelines than they're accustomed to, but in the end, they're getting it done. So some of the statistics I want to share with you today will have an impact on how we move forward and where these numbers will really pan out. So the government right now, the person in charge of this department in the government, which is the FHFA or something like that, they are estimating that we're going to have 10% of all residential mortgages are going to end up in some kind of forbearance. That is a government estimate. Now, when you talk to consumers, there's a consumer survey that was done on the same issue, and consumers feel that out of the ones that were surveyed, that 37% of them are going to be going into some kind of forbearance. If that number pans out, we're all going to be in a little bit of a problem when it comes to residential mortgages, because that means that more than 1/3 of all residential mortgages would go into some type of forbearance that will really bottleneck the funding of mortgages and will bring us to a whole new way to do residential mortgages. So 90% of Americans state that they have been impacted by this virus and the situation that we have. So 90% of everybody in the country has experienced some kind of impact in their financial life. 32% of all Americans have experienced a reduction in their salary, their hours, or their wages. So 1/3 of all Americans have experienced some decline in their ability to earn money since this thing started. 65% of all Americans feel that $1,200 that was sent by the federal government as a stimulus package was not enough, and it's kind of like a drop in the bucket. 45% of all Americans are already struggling day to day to make their ends meet. 36% of the survey say that they will miss rent in the coming 6 months or miss a mortgage payment in the next 6 months. So these are, some numbers to be concerned about, because if some of these numbers are true, then we're in for a little rougher ride than we anticipate. And let's hope that the forbearance rate goes below 10%, because that would ease up the market and create more liquidity in the mortgage industry so that we could go back to as close to normal as we were. Right now, the status of some of the loan programs, the non-QM loans, which is the bank statement loan program that was in, is still on total pause. There's no sight of it at this time. The jumbo loans, those loans that are over $489,000 and above, they're on pause because they're having difficulty selling those to the secondary market at this point, and there's not enough liquidity there. Lines of credit that are usually given out by your local bank or the bank that you do business with, right now those lines are on credit. They're on pause because most of the time they're considered a second mortgage, and right now the banks don't want to take the risk on those type of loans. We still haven't seen the start of freezing the existing lines of credit, but that is a possibility that could still happen. And cash out loans. Cash out refi right now is a little bit difficult unless you have over a 720 credit score. And if it's below that, it's been a challenge. We have a couple right now that we're trying to work through the system to get those closed, but they've been very challenging lately to get them to the closing table. I feel comfortable that we will get there, and we're talking to those clients on a regular basis, keeping them abreast of what's going on. And all these other statistics that I just mentioned do have an impact on these type of loans. The jumbo, the lines of credit, and the cash out refinance are all affected by unemployment. They're affected by liquidity. They are also affected by the number of mortgage holders that are requesting forbearance. Remember, if you have the choice to request a forbearance or a deferment because of hardship, always go to deferment. Okay, deferment gives you the ability to defer whatever number of months the lender or servicer is going to get you. You need to make sure you get that in writing from them before you stop making payments. And then what they'll do is the number of months that you will miss will get added on to the back. Okay, versus forbearance, whatever number of months they let you skip are going to be due on the month after that period is over. So you don't want to get into a forbearance situation. You really want to get into a deferment situation. We are still pre-qualifying clients on a regular basis to see where they stand with their finances right now. Those that were furloughed and their hours got cut back, we're asking them to wait till they go back to work in order to be able to show their full-time income so that it doesn't affect their qualifications. And right now, the product that is sailing through, again, is the reverse mortgages. We're talking to a lot of seniors right now about the reverse. The majority of them are looking to help their children and their grandchildren. And like I said last week, this looks like a repeat of 2008 to 2010, where the grandparents were basically the lifeline to the families that they're a part of, their children, because if the children lose their jobs or reduce the hours that they're working, they're going to be in a hole. So the grandparents have actually become the lifeline to the grandkids, to their children, and they're using the equity in their home to be able to hand over to their kids to help them get through this chaotic hardship situation. So once again, feel free to share this live show to your Facebook friends, family. There might be some information in here that they can use. If you have any questions right now, I'm fielding a lot of questions every day on the phone. I'm spending a lot of time with clients, addressing their concerns, letting them know where we are right now, and also just answering financial questions in general and how that impacts their current real estate holdings or their desire to buy real estate right now. So I'm really, by the end of the day, I feel like my throat is dry, and I just want to get home and relax, because these last couple of days or weeks, it's been very little stressful because you feel the anxiety of people on the phone and their concerns and their whole life, their whole financial life being turned upside down from one day to the next unexpectedly. So if you're one of those people and you need a consultation or an ear that will give you back some feedback, feel free to give me a call. My cell phone number is 305-588-0451. The number here at the office is 305-598-1600. Once again, Mario Quintero with the One Stop Shop, where you only speak to one person that will cover all your real estate and mortgage needs. And once again, this show is produced by marioshomenews.com. I have a full library of videos on that website. Once again, marioshomenews.com. And you could refer to a lot of my past videos over the last year and a half regarding a lot of different topics on mortgage and real estate. So I hope everyone stays safe, stay well, and hopefully, like they're saying, hopefully together we will all get through this thing and get back to some normal life in the very near future. Have a great weekend. Thank you.